we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Guys, that was too short for me. That was too short. That was too short. That was too short for me. I'm underwhelmed. I rebuke. One last kill.
Yeah.
Who he kill? Damn it. Punisher. Like, this should change to Punisher. One last kill to Punisher. I kill everybody except the main person. By the way, we're missing 15 minutes of this special. We got cut and edited. The whole third act, by the way, gone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Guys.
Aside from that, it was all right. But this is kind of like a weird feel. Like, I got the appetizer, I got the entree, but there's like, oh wait, sorry, you're diabetic. We can't give you dessert. You gotta wait till July to see Spider-Man. But we're not gonna give you a third act for this special. Like, forget it. No. I can give you some ice cream. I can give you some, cookies and cream and something for dessert. I gave you a really good appetizer and entree. But no, I could not. The only thing that was sweet was I get to see my friend Nadia in this show. She had made a cameo. She's one of them. Yeah, so shout out to Nadia, shout out to Gotham Geek Girl, my homies in this. I was excited. That made my day. That made my day. But I still need a third act, god damn it.
Yeah, guys, we're so sorry. We are all over the place with this, but no. The Punisher One Last Kill is officially now on Disney Plus. We're both kind of not overwhelmed. We're just whelmed because that was too short, and yes, it was the length of like a small movie, but at the same time, there is like, and you guys, again, by the time you guys have seen it, you see it all, you get to the end, and you're just like, is there something missing? Like, are we missing? Like, because it's like we have a good setup here with Frank and the villain. We have some great action. We have, the return of the Punisher, post his disappearance at the end of Daredevil Born Again season 1, and his complete absence in Daredevil Born Again season 2. And so it's like you get the revival of Frank being the Punisher and him, not conquering his demons, but learning to be who he is again. And then by the end of it, you're just like, wait, like once the credits roll, you're like, wait, but what about what you didn't like? Am I expecting now to see this villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Probably not. Are we going to see them in Daredevil Born Again season 3? Maybe. Is a new Punisher series coming? Probably. But as of the time of this recording, it's not up yet. And hell, today when this special comes out was Disney's upfront. No word on that. So unless San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con happen, no word on when we'll get a proper resolution to this, if we will at all, if they even planned for this. And again, we can say a lot about that, but that doesn't mean the special isn't good. This was a good special, some really great action, and great John Bernthal, performance as the Punisher. But there's,
Let me, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, and flat out deceived. Okay, and I'm telling you right now that One Last Kill is a cop out of a title for Punisher, and John Bernthal deserves better. But you know what? Hey, listen, I can't give you a Punisher series. I'm gonna give you a special, but at least I can put you in Spider-Man. No, mind you, I'm also not a new Punisher fan. I've been a Punisher fan for the longest time, right? Even the previous ones, the movies before we even got John Bernthal in Daredevil Netflix era season 2, right? So I have seen Punisher season 1, I've seen Punisher season 2, and the themes that you address in this episode or this special, I have seen before that you have already conquered emotionally about your family and all that stuff like that. I've seen you rap the list off the names of the people of the families and all the crime bosses connected and the Gnocchis and all that stuff like that. All of it. And now you're saying, oh wait, by the way, there's one person left, but we're not even gonna have her him actually kill her because discrimination. We can't find people with that are crippled, but it doesn't matter. people just wreaking havoc around apartment complexes in New York. What part of New York we don't know, right? It's like 12 other heroes in the city. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're in the bad part where people don't give a damn. Police cars pulled up and they backed away. Like what? We're throwing dogs. We're throwing dogs in freaking driveways and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? He killed the guy that killed the dog. Yeah, that's the one last kill. BS. But I will say this. Aside from what everything beyond that, what they had given us here was still good. I'm like, great. Him dealing with his mental trauma, him with his times at war, but also just with the grief of his family, but then also seeing Karen. We see Karen, but she's not actually there. And it also is kind of weird a little bit, and this is just me personally, where it felt like it insinuated that they were in a relationship or that there might be pushing to have a relationship with Karen, with Punisher back in Born Again season 1. But then here we go, Born Again season 2, and then Daredevil and Karen just right back together again. So it's just like, I just go like, to me, so to have that was kind of seemed weird to me. I know this takes place during the time of Born Again season 2, but it just kind of felt a little bit disjointed when the greater story. Like, I understand the mental atmosphere, the well-being of the Punisher is in, like, he's never really stable, and there's some times where he goes completely unhinged, that where the Avengers and stuff have to get involved, all that stuff, right? Him getting a War Machine armor and all that stuff like that. It just, I'd love to see that one day. But aside from that, JK, I just want to know your thoughts in terms of, I guess, just really, I don't know if this was really a point just to reiterate, fans who are not familiar with Jon Bernthal's Punisher, which I doubt it, because how could you if you did not see, Born Again season 1 and not know who he is? Just
right. Yeah, no, this is I have a lot of thoughts with this, but I will just say again, we got to reiterate with this, guys. We do not think the special is bad whatsoever. We love the action and we love the performances, but I think the gripe that we're having is just the fact of, like, it's in the best words to say, playing the hits again. It's playing the classic Punisher hits that you know of, that has been established at the very least since Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil season 2, and within the Punisher series that we already had. Now, yes, we are reestablishing a lot of things. I mean, hell, like, not even just with Karen, but also seeing his old war buddies, them returning as the ghosts around him. Like, I like that part, seeing the ghosts of the people that you lost or the people that mean something to you, like his family, even the fact, even his wife, the actress who played his wife returned as well for this special, for those brief little flashes there as well. And it's like, none of that is bad whatsoever. And again, the fight scenes, especially the final fight once, they break into the apartment complex and he just goes full ham, no strings attached, just kill. Really good. The problem is that you feel like, okay, you let Ma get away because you went to go save that one family that was nice to you. Okay, that is very much in line with Frank Castle. That's not the problem here. No, nor is it like, the fight that happens there. It's just the fact that it should not have ended the moment you put the skull vest on. It's like, there could have been a much better way to transition him from here to where we'll see him in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah. Because we're, at least from what we have seen from the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer and from the marketing, Frank is just active, taking on criminal, empires and gangsters and all that in New York when he runs into Spider-Man. So it's like, there's a better way to transition that. If, like, even if you didn't have him straight up kill Ma, just at the very least one last confrontation of just be like, let this be a warning to you, don't fuck with me again, and just leave her in a burning car, leave her fate ambiguous until Born Again season 3 or until a new Punisher series. It's like, there could have been better ways to handle it. Even if you didn't have him just straight up kill Ma at the end, there are better ways that you could have handled that, and transitioning from him here to where we'll see him in July. Like, that's the big problem, is just the ending with it, not the special, not the characters, not the beats, even though some of it is shit that we've already gone through already with Frank. It is mainly just where does this leave us? It's like, yes, okay, we know we'll see him in July, but this does not feel like a completed story. This feels like one of those moments where you're so invested in a comic book run, but then it gets canceled and canned, and it's a rushed ending where not even everything is fully resolved. And I've had plenty of moments of that as a comic book reader over the last decade and a half, and I can say that's not a fun feeling to have. And it gave me a similar feeling here where I still liked what I got. I just wish that it could have ended better.
Yeah, it's missing 10 minutes of this, because I saw it was 51 minutes or so, like maybe 45 minutes excluding the credits. Yeah, like you can add make this an hour, damn it. Like, I don't understand what's that's so hard to make it. And I'm gonna make this very clear again. Like, what we have here is good. I'm like, we're missing literally 10 or 12 minutes of this special to be fully complete. Even with Ma, like, she has no limbs in the comics. Like, wherever she leads to accident that has her limbs, but then she's still alive. And then now vengeance is mine. Whatever, But I just like, okay. And also, listen, you can do chaos, but when chaos seems meaningless, like, wait, so you mean tell me that Kenochi's just this crime boss family, now that they're all dead, that this entire city area just acting like wild animals in apartment complexes? Where is the anti-vigilante people at?
Right.
Where's that's where I'm kind of confused. Like, are you in New York? Are you in Jersey? I know you're in New York, but I'm like,
yeah, that's the big thing. It's like,
are you in Newark? Like what?
Right, like there feels like there was much more of communication between Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and Spider-Man Brand New Day in terms of the connectivity, but in terms of Punisher, it feels like how do I say it? It feels a little bit like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stopped getting told what was happening in the MCU towards its end, if you catch my drift, where it's just like, I'm sorry, but to bring that up, but it's like, yeah, but no, it's like, I know, but it's like, again, if this is in New York, it did not establish. It's like, was this during Born Again Season 2? Because then if that's the case, where are the cops or the anti-vigilante task force? And if this is after, like, I could see this being after Born Again Season 2 with Fisk gone, and that creates a power vacuum, not just with the mayor, but just the kingpin of crime. I could see that, but they didn't really establish that at all. Like, not even in any news media or any headlines. Like, I'd have to go back, but I don't think there was a single thing that could have tied it, other than the fact of, like, you remember where Frank was at the end of Born Again Season 1, and you know where he'll be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But even though those two things, the things you've seen and the things you have yet to see, there is still this disconnectivity of, like, not saying that this isn't within that same universe or in the MCU. It just feels like a story that could have taken place. This feels like, honestly, it could have freaking taken place after Punisher Netflix, before he showed up in Daredevil Born Again Season 1. And that's just how little, and it's not even just about the connectivity, it's about the fact of, like, where does this line up, but it's like, where does this matter in the grand scheme of things for Frank Castle? Because even though I like this, I wouldn't, and I could recommend it, I wouldn't feel hard pressed to tell somebody, hey, you could watch it if you want. You don't technically need to before Spider-Man Brand New Day. If you saw where he was at the end of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, if you want to watch this, you can. But if you don't, you're not going to lose anything when it comes to when you will see him next on the big screen. You know what I mean? And that's terrible to say. And again, this isn't a discredit to John Bernthal or the team behind this, because in terms of everything else, they did a really, really good job. But the ending just has me going, what? Like, I still like this. I would still, if I were to rank this, put this in like the 80s, like maybe a good 85, 89. But the one thing keeping it from being in like the 90s or a high 90 is just an ending, and not even a book ending, but just an ending.
Yeah, just an ending. And it's funny to me because, like, I remember in Born Again, he had a beard. Like, I understand that when he escaped, he didn't, that's when he shaved after when he got captured by the anti-vigilante group. And then it's like he escaped, and now I was like, okay, now you're back to not trying to be Punisher anymore, or like,
Yeah,
that's the part that is kind of like I'm currently like wrestling with. But either way, I don't want to say this show or this special was bad. I mean, again, it's still great, but John Bernthal is great as the Punisher, and the story that you have him is great. I felt like almost you were scared. You know what it feels like? It felt like to me that Disney was scared of how far they wanted this special or any type of, now that Disney's under the umbrella of Punisher, of how far they actually wanted to go. But to what they have done in Daredevil Born Again season 2, I'll be shocked. I'm like, what are you afraid of? Because I understand what the Punisher represents and what it might allude to and everything like that, especially going on in our political climate. But it seems like to me that Disney are pulling their punches with this special when they could just let it just go out free and be what it is, and so simple, because you had done this before, or at least this character has stories that have done this before. But
and not just that, we've had special presentations already from Disney and Marvel that have had a similar runtime, or maybe just a teeny bit longer, and have gotten their stories practically said. Werewolf by Night, for example, that one, black and white, pretty gruesome, not as gruesome as the Punisher or Daredevil, but it's like pretty close. But it was able to tell a story from beginning, middle to end, and it felt like you understand where these characters are at this point. They could show up again at another point. We don't know when that we don't know when that is. I would like to see, Man-Thing and Werewolf back and Elsa back again soon, but at the very least, you can feel satisfied with that. And again, a similar runtime, maybe a bit longer, not as gruesome, but close enough, but not as much as the Punisher. But still, that was able to get done what we kind of wish this did here. You catch my drift?
Yeah, absolutely, Crystal. But aside from that, again, I hope people enjoyed this. Because even though I don't feel like upset about it, but right. I mean, again, because it's just like, man, that was unfortunate. It's like, well, you only had 10 minutes, Disney. Only 10 minutes. That's all you had to do. But other than that, we'll see him in 2 months. Thank you for giving us the appetizer, I guess.
Yeah. This is the breadsticks before the lasagna. That is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah. So make sure you hit subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Let us know your thoughts of Punisher One Last Kill that's on Disney Plus, and we'll be back, and we have more reviews and other coverage posting very soon. By the time at least in a couple, we're less than 2 months away from Spider-Man. Can you believe it? The only time until we get more footage and more of the story that's happening there, but we'll see how it goes though. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.